to. But you're blocking my view. I know you got issues, but I got my shit too. I don't wanna be your therapy no more, no more. You don't wanna hear this, but it's you, it's not me. Ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh, but I don't need your help. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. Don't make me stay, do stay. I'm done being stuck. Get out of my way, my way. I'm moving on up. The last thing I will ever do for you is wish you the best of luck. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Catch you on the flip side. Maybe we can be.
Hey y'all, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I'm Lacey, and if you're new to my channel, this is The Southern Mess, and this is a cleaning and homemaking and lifestyle, family, DIY, and all that all entails type of channel. So I really hope that you enjoy the content and you decide to subscribe. Now, on to the video. I have a jam-packed video. It goes over 2 days of cleaning and cooking and just motherhood and homemaking. My boys are in the video here and there. They're mostly at school during these 2 days of me cleaning and stuff. But I do have a jam-packed video for you guys, and I am really wanting to touch on a few topics and chat with you guys about some things. It is, as we all know, the new year of 2023, and like with anybody else, and I'm sure that you have heard many other YouTubers say this, but I do have my own goals. I've got family goals, I have personal goals, I have business goals, and I have health goals. Those are my 4 main goals for this year that I want to really touch on by year's end, that I really want to see a change more significantly in others, in certain areas, I will say, for others. And so I want to talk to you guys about those goals, because some of them do have to do with my business goals, where I see my YouTube channel by the year's end. So, and then of course, my main goals are my family goals and my health goals. But my personal goals and my business goals are right there at the top of the list. Because without you guys, I wouldn't have The Southern Mess. I wouldn't be here on YouTube. And so, first and foremost, I do want to say that I am more than appreciative, and I really hope that you guys know that I am almost into my second full year being on YouTube, and I have more than enjoyed it. So I really have a lot of goals that I want to accomplish by year's end. And like I said, we'll talk more about that as we get onto the video. Now, here on this day, we are starting out my bedroom. I am getting some deep cleaning done. I want a fresher home for the new year, so I'm working on that slowly, but I'm taking it in stride. And so hopefully, once it's all said and done, by the end of January, that's one goal. By the end of January, I hope to have most of the bedrooms deep cleaned, decluttered, and just feeling fresh. That way, whenever I get to start off with my spring cleaning this year, I don't have to go back over those areas, and I can start somewhere new, because we are talking painting this year, the whole house. We're hoping to start in our bedroom. And so, yeah, that's going to be a big one that I'm going to be bringing you guys on. We're also going to be doing a few makeover projects that we have planned. We're going to be putting in some new framework. I'm going to be bringing you guys along for that. I'm going to be making over the boys' bedroom. That's coming up very soon. And hopefully I'll be doing something in my laundry room because it is just not functional. It's not working for me anymore. So, which we will not be touching on that today. But we will get to it, I promise. It is one of my goals, and it is definitely going to get touched on. But anyway, like I said, we're starting out here in the bedroom, and I'm just going through and tidying up for the most part. But you've seen I did wipe off my windowsill, and it had been a good 6 months since I have really done that. I ran the vacuum along it, but yeah, not really wiped it off, and you guys seen how nasty that was. So anyway, I'm also going to be changing out my wax warmer here in the bedroom. I'm going to be bringing my essential oil diffuser into here. I feel like it would be more beneficiary for my bedroom area. If you guys can tell, my voice is kind of, not my voice. It doesn't sound like my voice to me, in my opinion. But my voice has been a lot more dry of a morning when I wake up, and just Kentucky air. You never can tell what you're going to get. And in the wintertime, my voice stays more hoarse, and so I'm hoping my diffuser will put some essential oils in the air and just kind of help with that, because it helps with kind of like my little bit of asthma that I've got. I do use an inhaler, for those of you that don't know. So it does help with that whenever I had it in the kitchen or in the living room. Well, I want to put it in here and see if that will just nip it in the bud. That way I can have a good sounding voice and breathe a little easier from the time I wake up, as opposed to going through the day. So hopefully, but we're also doing that. And then we're going to move on to the bathroom. And you guys, I'm like everybody else. I clean my bathroom, but I also live in a home with 4 sons and my husband, all males. You guys, I'm one female in a home full of males. So my bathroom gets a little more disgusting, I feel like, than most others. Although I could be wrong. I'm not going to say that I'm not, but to me, it's disgusting. So we're going to get in there and we're going to clean it up really good. I do need to get in there and take a pumice stone to the toilet again, because we actually had to have our septic drained, I think that's the word, or suction, whatever it is that they do, to a septic tank. But we don't have sewer or anything like that. So we do have a septic tank, and because of some issues, I do need to take a pumice stone to the bottom of my toilet now. So I'm not going to be showing you guys the inside of my toilet because it is that bad, but I am going to be cleaning it, and I'll scrub it. You guys will see that. But once I do start working on it with the pumice, I'll try to bring you guys along if that'd be something you guys would be interested in, to give you all the motivation in case you're dealing with something similar. I don't know. I don't want to bring you guys something that's going to make you sick to your stomach. So if you don't mind, leave me a comment and let me know if it's something that would get you motivated, or if you would just rather not see it down inside as I do it, and just kind of show you a quick before and then the beautiful after. I can do that instead. But anyway, once we finish there, we're going to move on into the living room, and then we're going to finish up as in day 2 in the kitchen. And we're also going to be cooking dinner on this day, and I'm going to be bringing you guys along with me on that. I'll get into more of what I'm making once we get there, and then we're also going to be doing a little bit of meal prep in this video as well. So anyway, like I said, I have a jam-packed video. We've got lots to talk about and lots more to do, so let's get with it.
Friends, when you're not so fragile, when you know yourself well, somewhere down the sweet line, when I do things for me, 'cause I don't wanna be a therapy, I wanna be free. So ooh, gotta go and grab a spoon now. Ooh, make a life for myself. Ooh, I don't know what I'ma do now. Ooh,
So as you guys can see, this is a Conair Smooth and Straighten paddle brush. I did not like it. I don't like it. I tried it. It made my hair really, really frizzy at the ends. And I do have a wet to straight straightening iron. My hair has a natural curl to it, and it drives me crazy. So my hair is naturally frizzy because of the curl if I don't take care of it and use product or straighten it, depending on what I'm going with that day. So I did try that. I didn't like it. I'm either going to gift it to my niece or a really good friend of mine, just kind of depending. If they don't like it, then I do have the receipt for it. They can take it back, whichever one ends up deciding that they want it. My niece is still yet young, so I'm not sure if she's really going to want it or not, but my friend may, so, you know. Anyway, I'm using Clorox wipes here. I'm sure I'm not the only one that swears by these wipes. Clorox wipes are Lysol wipes. That is, you always have to have those in your bathroom for cleaning the toilet. They just cut most of the work out. So, yeah. But, yeah, you guys can see, I scrubbed this bottom of the toilet. It's just, yeah, that bad. Now, I do have Dominic's. It was Jackson's, but now that he's fully potty trained and all that, it is Dominic's now. And it's still almost like new. Potty chair. Now, I do have it in a bucket right now behind my shower curtain, sitting in the bathtub in some bleach diluted water. So I'm going to be cleaning that. I don't get, to it before I finish filming on this day. I actually don't get to it until way later. Like, I think the kids are in bed and everything. And it kind of just jumped onto my mind right before bed that, hey, I need to get that clean, get it out of the shower before in the morning, because my boys, they would rather take their showers of a morning before school as opposed to at night, unless they're wanting a bubble bath. But they wasn't wanting a bubble bath on this night. They had something new that they was playing with, so that's what took up their time on this evening. But so, yeah, that's why the potty chair being in the bucket in the tub, or the tub in the tub, or whatever it is that it was sitting in. That's why it slipped my mind. So I do eventually get to it. I just don't get to film it. But considering my bathroom is way small, you guys have heard me complain about it time after time. I would love to have a bigger bathroom. And we are talking about here within the next couple years, maybe sooner rather than later, actually. But we are actually talking about possibly building. We've not come completely to that yet. We're still looking at property. My husband's grandparents own a lot of farmland, so it's something that we are talking about and possibly going to be talking to his family about. We're still, like I said, in the idea phase of it. Last year we had been talking about possibly moving and buying a home kind of close to our area, but we decided that right now we love the neighborhood we're in, and we love the area that we're in because it is safe, especially for children. Like, I live down a road that we don't get a lot of traffic. If you aren't supposed to be on this road, then there's no reason you should be on this road. We have 4 neighbors, and it's a dead-end road. It has 1 lane, and there's literally fields and woods all around us. There's a small neighborhood behind me, across the creek behind my house, but that's it. So right now we're satisfied with where we're at until we do really cement on the idea of what we want to do. So I'll just have to deal with the tiny little bathroom for now. No big deal. We are planning on doing a very large makeover on it, though. Something that is more efficient, more productive, and something that works way much better than this. So we do have that plan coming up by summertime. So if all goes well, hopefully. Of course, I will be bringing you guys along for that, so you don't even have to ask that question. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish up this. And once we get out of the bathroom, we'll start chatting a little bit more about some more of the goals. Okay, so back to talking about some goals. I had said at the beginning of the video that I was wanting to focus on my health. You guys know that I deal with MS, and for those of you that don't know, MS stands for multiple sclerosis, which is a brain and nerve disorder. And it is the reason for the limp that you see in the video. Also, I do have a wheelchair. It does get used quite a bit. I don't show that because that's not part of something that I have to deal with all through the day. I do use it mostly of a morning because it is harder for me getting out of the bed of a morning, laying in one certain spot, in one certain position, makes me kind of stiff and a little bit harder to bend when I first get up of a morning. So my wheelchair does get used. It's mostly of a morning if I wake up feeling that way. Other than that, I'm pretty good about hobbling around the house, cleaning and things like that. If I go out, most of the time I use my cane because my legs just have a mind of their own, especially my bad leg, which is my left leg. It doesn't work properly. I can't bend it at the knee, as you guys can see when I walk and things like that. But it has a mind of its own. It likes to just pop out from under me from time to time. So I have failed a lot over the last few years as the MS has gotten worse. So with that in mind, I've had to really research different exercises that I can do with my limited abilities. And I have quite a few now that I've done my research. I started doing my research around November because I didn't want just, 4 or 5 exercises that I could do. I wanted a routine. I wanted more than one routine, something that I could change up. I have that now. So I'm going to try to bring you guys along for one of those, let you guys see. But I try to do it first thing in the morning because not only does it help to limber me up, and it helps me, I focus on my balance and things like that with them as well. So it helps with that as well. But it also, working out releases endorphins, and endorphins makes you feel good. And some of you know this, others may not, but I have struggled with depression, postpartum depression, and anxiety, and which is one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel. Back in 2020, right after Dominic was born, I got pregnant very shortly after I had Dominic. and I only carried that baby to 22 weeks. And he was born breathing perfect and all that. He was just too small to, and it wasn't anything that I had done or anything anyone else had done. It had a lot to do with my MS, number one, and then an infection, UTI infection. I don't want to get into all that, but he did pass after 1 hour. His name is Wyatt, and I do have a picture of him with my other 5 boys on the wall there, right above the couch, on beside the curtain, beside the window. So I dealt with really hard postpartum depression after I had Wyatt, and and also with after I had Jackson, which was a whole another ordeal in itself, but it was a similar situation, except for with Jackson, which is my 5-year-old. For those of you that don't know, he was born at 25 weeks gestation. So we lived at the NICU at UK Hospital in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky, for 3 months. And because I wasn't coming home until I got to bring my baby home. So all of the other pregnancies and births were normal and healthy and such. There doesn't have to be any one reason or any reason at all, really, for things to just happen. Sometimes they just do. That's the God's will. That's God's way. And it just so happened that my baby was called home to be an angel sooner than I would have liked. So I did, like I said, struggle with really hard postpartum depression, and then just basic depression and anxiety. Well, how basic can it be? But you know what I mean. So one of the therapies was to film, and it worked for me. And that led to my YouTube channel, which has now led to my YouTube career. And yes, my YouTube channel is still in infancy. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. And I'm okay with that, because it's not about the subscribers count. It's, if my videos help one person, then the purpose of my channel was what it was meant for. If I can help that one person, then I'm happy. I don't have to have 1,000 subscribers. I don't have to have 10,000 subscribers. I don't have to have 1 million likes on a video or any such things like that. I do ask you all to subscribe if you haven't. That's not for any other purpose than just to let you guys know when I do upload. And, to kind of get an idea of who watches my videos. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure you've heard about that before. So it really does help with that. I'm almost 40 years old. I will be 40 in 2024. Next year, this September 1st, I will be 39. And at almost 40, I have a lot that I still would like to do. That's not to say that I haven't accomplished many things that I've already set out to do, but there's still so much. I'm still young. My children are still young. There is still so much. And business goals is another one of my 4 main goals that I really want to touch on. And for business goals for me, that is my YouTube and social media platforms. My allergies are driving me crazy. You guys, I'm sorry if you hear me sniffle, but I would like to grow my channel more. Don't get me wrong, that's any YouTuber. But like I said, it's not for the monetary reasons of it. It's not for notoriety or fame, or it's because I feel like if I can help one person positively with a video or something I've said in a video or something I have done in a video, if I can inspire or motivate or just whatever it may be, then my channel is doing what I intended it to do. And I don't just look at you guys that watch my videos as subscribers. I really do look at you guys as friends. I grew up with kind of a rough childhood, which I'm sure, most of us did. Not to say that I didn't have a loving mother and stuff, and my parents were married all the way up until my dad passed away almost 7 years ago from lung cancer. But my dad was, I grew up around like roughnecks and rednecks and bikers and things like that. My dad rode motorcycles his whole life. That was not what I wanted for my children. And so, I think I've accomplished that thus far. But my mother, she was a very hands-on, very loving mother. And that, still to this day, my mother is a very loving mother. She's a great grandmother. And she's a role model for me. So, being able to say that I'm able to give my children a different kind of childhood than what I had, that just in itself means a lot for me in being a parent. But family goals is another one that I have set. You guys have told me 1,000 times at least that I'm a great mom and things like that, and I appreciate that. That does help. But I want to be better at it. I'm sure anybody that's a mom wants to be better at it. But I don't know how, but I just want to be better at it. I don't necessarily have anything specific in the way of that. Just kind of continue doing what I'm doing. Hands-on, loving, focused, and, the biggest part is being a part of their lives and taking an interest in my children. So that's a big one for me. My personal goals, really, it's just, to kind of take better care of myself on the outside. I've got my health goals to take care of myself on the inside, but taking care of myself better on the outside is what I'm wanting to go with there. Skincare, different routines, hair care routine, skincare routine, just a routine period. I don't have one yet. So I'm really looking into that. My allergies are driving me crazy, you guys. Really quick, I am making breakfast for dinner. You guys see I'm making sausage links. I'm going to also fry some bacon. I'm also making eggs, pancakes, and some fried potatoes, or as we call them here in the South, fried taters. I do season mine with a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic and onion powder. Not the salts, the powder. And my boys love them. So, yeah. It turns out to be a really great dinner. My boys ate all of it. They got full. They was happy. And after everything got finished for school the next day, and they were allowed their free time, we all just kind of sat down and watched a little bit of a video before bed. So back to the goals. I just want to really overcome obstacles to reach my goals. I do know what some of the obstacles will be, but there's always those obstacles that we don't foresee. So that's going to be a big one, is overcoming those. And I believe that with willpower, the right mindset, and a little hard work, I will be able to overcome most, if not all, the obstacles that may arise. And that's just like with you guys. If you all have your all's minds and hearts set to overcome or to reach a goal, I fully believe that it can be done. Absolutely can be done. Right here, Dominic, he is wanting me to set him up on the couch, but he is wanting me to do it, right this minute. And as you guys can see, I'm trying to get the bacon out of the skillet. So I do go ahead and get him sit down on the couch and get him fixed up, watching Coco Melon on the TV, and then we get right back at it. I'm not going to bring you guys along for all the dishes or anything, so don't worry about that. I do get those done, though, after we eat, but I am just cleaning off the potatoes to get them ready to chop up.
Feeling okay, then you hit my phone. Saying, babe, wanna meet up. I'm in the club, but I'm done now. Can I come up? Saying, of course, you can come by. I don't know why, but you're sunshine. Oh, you're alright. Oh, you're alright. I'm gonna shut my mouth when you say what's on your mind. I can see the pain in your eyes. First I'm left, then I'm right. Don't know how to keep my calm. Baby, don't you tell your lies. Let me say thank you for all this time, babe. I've been living every time I could call you mine.
So I have something that I want to call carryover goals. I don't know any other way to really explain what I'm talking about, but it is goals that I set for a whole another new year. I believe it was 2020 into 2021 is whenever I set this goal. Two, actually. Let me know if you guys have anything kind of like a carryover goal. But what it is it's a goal that I set in a previous year that I have continued to keep as a goal and carry over, such as cooking dinner every night, even if it's something as small as making cold cut sandwiches, which we do occasionally, and making my bed every single morning and dressing for the day. Those are my carryover goals, because at one point I most of the time would cook dinner every single night, but there would be one or two nights that I wouldn't always cook dinner. And so I would just let the boys do something like, kind of like our free night now, except someone would prepare it other than just specifically me. Now I always prepare the meal, but with, my husband's help or my children's help or something like that. Also, I didn't always used to make my bed of a morning. I do now. And I didn't always used to just get up and put on clothes that are meant for like going somewhere. Now, it's not to say that I don't wear my comfortable capri sweats or my leggings or something like that, but I always try to make my outfits match for the day, and at least brush my hair and wash my face and brush my teeth, which, that's a no-brainer anyway. But I wanted to make sure that I was putting the best foot forward for my children. And so that way they would see, even though mom's not going to school, doesn't mean that, you don't get up and get dressed for your day. It's not okay to just sit in pajamas all day. Now if you're sick or you're just having one of your off days, hey, I do that. It's rare, but I do that. It's not to say that that's wrong. I'm not the one to say that anything is wrong. I mean, I could be doing it wrong, but I want to do it the way that I'm comfortable doing it. And I want to do it the way that I want my boys to understand that is, what is for the most part expected to be productive for the day. Also, before I get further into the video and you all don't see it, that is a hamburger that I'm meal prepping. Those actually just went right into the freezer, as you guys seen that. And then we are cleaning with Mrs. Meyer's cream cleanser. Love that stuff. Cleaning the sink with it. My sink very badly needed it. And then I'm just going to put everything back together again. So, but yeah, let me know if you guys have anything that's kind of like a carryover goal, because I think even if it's a goal that you made a couple years ago or several years ago or 10 years ago and you still carry that with you every single year, it's still as important as the new goal that you just made. If it means something to you, then that's what matters. Just like making my bed and dressing for the day and cooking a meal every evening, regardless of how easy it is. That has meaning for me. That's what gets me, So, yeah. If it works for you, that's what matters.
I don't know why I'm being the one feeling stupid. I'm feeling stupid now. So now it's time for the goodbyes. Everything dies for the sunrise. Oh, you're alive. It's time for the goodbyes. Everything dies for the sunrise. Oh, you're alive. I'm gonna shut when you say what's on your mind. I can see the pain in your eyes. First I'm left, then I'm right. Don't know how to keep my calm. Baby, don't you tell your lies. It's time for the goodbyes. Everything dies where the sunrise. Oh, you're alive. Oh, you're alive.
So here in just a second, you're going to see the door open and my husband and two of my children come through it. It is the end of the school day for them, and it is about 3:15-ish in the afternoon here. Yep, there comes Will, and then my husband is next carrying Jackson because he almost fell asleep in the car on the way home from school. So I'm just going to run the vacuum right around the door once everybody gets pulled in. And then I'm going to be done in the kitchen once we get the backpacks put in the cubby, shoes put where they need to go, and jackets hung up. Then it's on into the living room for them to get their hour of free time before we all sit down to eat dinner. Also, we're coming to the end of the video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope that this helped you guys with your New Year's goals and some motivation to get some things cleaned up for the new year, started out right. And so, yeah, I think that's got it till next time. Love y'all. Stay safe.
Sometimes we act like a fool, not aware we're troublemakers. Sometimes we try to be cool, not being givers, only takers. Stop for a minute, stop and breathe for a minute. Don't get over your head, try to listen instead, won't you? Who you wanna be for a minute. Don't get over your head, you're like everyone else, aren't you? You could gain from being a bit nicer, know when to talk and when to shut your mouth. You're so moody, always such a fighter. Try to open up your mind sometimes, you'll be just fine. Sometimes we laugh when we're afraid. Sometimes we smile when we're mad. And some lines we wished we'd never said. Stop for a minute, stop and breathe for a minute. Don't get over your head, try to listen instead, won't you? Think for a minute, who you wanna be for a minute. Don't get